Come on, come on.
Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And tonight, we're going to talk about credit, debit, assets, real estate. Is it time to give up, ladies and gentlemen? Why do I ask? Because the rich say so. There's going to be a 2024 recession, just like they said there was going to be a 2023 recession. They are saying it's just a matter of time. Does that mean you're supposed to give up? Hell no, not on my watch. And welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. And once again, please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Stop struggling now. Gear, check. The glasses, check. And once again, I want to thank you again for being here. Please share the videos and smash that like button. That would be greatly appreciated to start off this live stream. Also, chime in. Let me know what you thought. If you saw that video by Club Nouveau, it's all right. Let me know what you're thinking about that, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to know. That would be helpful. We know it's a hit song. I think it's a hit song. Do you think it's a hit song? I do too. We will see. It should be out. I just don't know when the official release date is, but it should be out now. Go show some love and go buy it. I don't know where you'll find it, but Amazon's a good start. Club Nouveau, Google's a good start. But once again, let's see who's in the house tonight. We have Laverne Penix here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream with that icon next to his name and his tagline. Hello, SSN Nation. I hope everyone is doing well. I received a notification and trailer. Thank you so much for that, Laverne Penix. And once again, if you're new here, Laverne Penix is known as Mr. Cool. He's here in the house, an investor, a businessman, extraordinaire. And so once again, I want to thank you, Laverne Penix, for having that icon next to your name, which means he's a member, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody on podcast, Jobway J is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream with that icon, and I appreciate it. And he says his tagline, hello, SSN Nation. Happy Friday to everyone. Received a notification and saw the trailer. Thank you so much. That's two people tonight. Can we shatter the record? We will find out. And Jawway J is another real estate investor who's in the house. Joe Nay, another investor and real estate investor, is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream with that icon next to his name as well. And he says, what's good, SSN fam, is his tagline. Thank you so much for being in the house, Joe Nay. I greatly appreciate it. We got a lot to talk about it tonight. Jawway J, Eric, any plans for some SSN Punta Cana 2024 polos? Naturally, it's SSN Nation Takeover 2024. You got that right, man. We will have those in hand. And anybody participating who signs up to come to any of the Punta Cana activities. May 9th through the 15th are the dates that activities will happen. So you might want to stay May 9th through the 16th. That's what I'm trying to tell you, because you don't want to miss what's going to happen on the 15th. You don't want to leave on the 15th. You want to leave on the 16th. So once again, that is the dates. Of course, we're going to have polos. Everybody who comes to the festival or comes to the business forum, we're all going to have polos. It's included in the price. All right. But if you're not coming, then you'll be able to buy them separately. Yes, that is true too. All right. Either way, you go down. All right. Victor Marrero, welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. He has the icon next to his name as well, so I appreciate that. And he's soon to be retiree. He's an investor, real estate, stocks, bonds, and I don't know whatever else, but he's going to be traveling around the world. That's right. And not having to check in, clock in anywhere in a few short months. I know he's happy as hell, and he brings his tagline this evening. Hello, all. And with his help, he says, let's do this. And that's what we do, ladies and gentlemen. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we help you out. That's right. We don't want you giving up. We don't want you to listen to what the rich people are saying. Don't worry. We got you. All right? We're here. Ask questions in the chat room. We don't charge. Ask questions by sending an email. I don't charge. Do we have seminars, webinars, or anything like that? Hell no. We want you to use your money to invest in assets that pay you. And Joe Nay says, I got the notification, saw the trailer, and guess what? I smashed that like button. I love it. Thank you so much. That's 4 people tonight. Can we shatter the record sooner or later? But we're not going to give up. We don't care. Make sure the YouTube gods know that you're in the house. Let's start things off, because I put credit in the tagline. You know what that means? I haven't talked about the smart credit monitoring system, which everybody should consider. Everybody doesn't need it, but you should consider it. If your credit score is under 720, you should probably have this credit monitoring system, especially since it has other things just besides the 3 credit indexes. It helps you with, if you decide to buy a liability such as a car, at least you'll know your FICO score for the car. That's there. The hiring index, if you have a job or trying to go out and find a job, you'll know your hiring index as well. That is beneficial. And in today's society, how about identity fraud and identity theft? How about you and everybody at the same address as you is covered? That's right. Those are powerful in itself. But you know what I'm going to do, since I've had on standby for a year, and I show this from time to time? I'm going to show the smart credit video. I didn't realize I still had it here. So today is a bonus treat for all of us. It's going to take me a second to find it, because I have a ton of videos in the back office right now. It's out of control. So once again, give me a few seconds, or is it going to be a few minutes? Oh, here we go. All right. So check this out, ladies and gentlemen. You want to improve your credit? You want a little help with credit repair? Oh, yes, that's right. They actually tell you within this software when is the best time to pay to increase your credit score. That's included. Plus, there's a few other things. Check this out.
Smart Credit is a fast, simple solution to a better credit score, more online privacy, and greater control of your money. Did you know the average person can add 97 points to their credit score but aren't aware of it? They don't even know how to get these points. Our average member adds 61 points in just 20 days using Smart Credit. That could save you $10,000 in interest on a car loan and over $100,000 in the life of the average mortgage loan. And Smart Credit is the only credit management system that gives you a spending and payment plan to help you add more points to your credit score. And if you already have a good credit score, this feature shows you how spending could affect your score and how to prevent losing these hard-earned points. Plus, We don't just show your credit score and provide alerts. We're the only ones to give you a personalized plan with action buttons to add points. Our patented action buttons allow you to communicate directly with your creditors and even your financial institutions to dispute errors, ID fraud, and more. No more mailing letters and no more long hold times. We also help protect you and your loved ones. Our $1 million whole family fraud and scam insurance covers your entire family in your household at a much lower cost than the competition. And by the way, have you Googled your name lately? You may be shocked by how many websites expose and sell your private information. Use Privacy Master to easily request the removal of your information to stop these sites from selling it permanently, all with the push of a button. Another way we beat the competition: our Money Manager feature finds your bank accounts so you can link them without searching. We also have instant statements and action buttons to ask questions, fix problems, and reverse unrecognized credit card charges directly with your financial institutions. Smart Credit. It only takes 1 minute to enroll. Get started today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, let me do it this way. Hold on, I got to change my screen. All right, down below in the description, you can find the link to Smart Credit. Make sure you use our link so then you get a discount. They're kind enough to give us a small discount for being an SSN Nation member, watcher, supporter. There you go. Now, also, in case you didn't pay attention, they have a way that you can send in information or letters to help improve your credit as well. A little support that way. So a little credit monitoring, credit repair, identity fraud protection, and hiring index, and all 3 credit bureaus, unlike a few other places, they only give you 2. And once again, use the link down below in the description box. So that takes care of the credit, except for one last thing. Down below, no credit check, no qualifying to help build your credit. I have National Credit Bureau down there as well. That can help build your credit. Also, from a business standpoint, if you want to start your business, I suggest you also have your business located at a different address using a virtual office. Opus Virtual Office has been my preferred address for over 5-6 years. The link is down below. How much does it cost? $99 a month. That's a tax write-off for your business. The other thing, how about somebody answers your phone in your company name? No additional costs, unlike other companies. And they will transfer the phone to you, whatever phone you designate, or transfer to your own voicemail that you can retrieve anytime. There's also a receptionist if you pick a location that has a receptionist there. So now if somebody calls up and says, hey, I want to have a meeting, now you can have a meeting at the office because you can rent a room or a boardroom or a room in that office space per hour if you want, or per day. So you get a little discount. So you have an office without having to pay for it monthly. Also, it helps build your business credit, because they report your payments to the business credit bureaus. It's that simple, ladies and gentlemen. So hopefully, Opus Virtual Office may end up being one of your choices. And you have your own business phone number. That's right. They give you, it's included. Your own business fax number, that's included. Mail, they collect. And yes, of course, if you're close to the office that you choose, then you go pick it up. If you're not, then they have to mail it to you. And of course, there's going to be mailing fee, right? It's natural. USPS, FedEx, UPS, they all charge. So therefore, you're going to have to be charged as well. Now, anything else you want to know about it, then please use the link down below, Opus Virtual Office. Now, let's get into this debt, shall we? Let's see who else is in the house tonight. I see George Charles is here, another real estate investor, except he's done the stair step edition. He's a superstar. What does that mean? He says, I want more than one. I want more than two. I want more than three. And what does that mean? That's more than 3 business centers, because he's hunting, ladies and gentlemen, because he realizes he's not listening to what the rich is saying. He's saying now is the time to buy assets, because pre-construction properties, no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. You can get your down payment in. And when the Federal Reserve and everybody starts loosening credit, which will be in about a year, year and a half, it'll start this year, but in a year, year and a half, it's going to be all the way loose. And property values will go through the roof. And he's putting himself in position, along with, well, almost everybody who's in here tonight with the icon next to their name. But he's extraordinary because he's still hunting, ladies and gentlemen, and I can't blame him, because I'm hunting as well. And welcome, Georges Charles, with that icon next to his name. And he says his tagline, slow but surely. Hey, y'all, I smell money. That's exactly right. There's money in here, ladies and gentlemen, because we have to get out of debt. We got to get your credit right. And we got you buying assets that pay you while you're sleeping. The key words, while you're sleeping. That is what an asset does. It pays you while you're sleeping. Debt does not pay you while you're sleeping. Debt means you're going to have to figure out a way to make that payment. Are you doing it on your hard working back? Or are you putting it in an asset that they are working hard to pay your debt? SSN Nation style. All right. Thank you so much for being here, Georges Charles, and I appreciate your support. And with that icon. Now, let's get into it a little bit more, because the debt is what keeps you stranded. That keeps 65% of the population living paycheck to paycheck, because when you're growing up, all they're teaching you is how to be an employee. And if being an employee means you're just going to be at the mercy of the job, because you can't walk in there and say, hey, you know what? My bills went up 10% this past year. Boss, in order for me to stay even, I need a 10% raise. But a 10% raise just means I'm staying even where I'm at already. I need to get ahead. So can I get that extra 5% raise, 15%? And they're going to look at you like you've lost your freaking mind. All right? Let's call it what it is. Stop playing games with yourself out here, trying to appease the bosses. You need to join in the takeover effect. You need to say, hey, I better start my own business. Hey, I need to buy some assets with this little bit of money I'm getting. Pay myself first. You guys know what it is. That's what you have to do, because debt is going to hold you down. In fact, it's like a ball and chain, except there's one little problem. That ball and chain is worse than you think, because somebody's going to drop it in water, and it's going to be a lot deeper than you can breathe in. And a lot of people are going to be filing bankruptcy because of that type of debt. And the debt is worse because most people have credit cards. They pay over 20, 27, 30% in some instances. You know you'll never pay off 25, 30% if you have $5,000, $6,000, $10,000, $15,000 worth of debt, and you're living paycheck to paycheck already. So therefore, you have to figure out a way to reduce your debt. And that's why I started talking about credit and the smart credit system. Yes, there's a monthly fee, but at least you will have a plan, because in smart credit, they actually help you with a plan on how to pay down your debt ASAP. All right. Yes, everybody's going to say, oh, Eric, the Federal Reserve is going to reduce their interest rate. This is true, but that's not still going to help you. Your credit card companies are still going to charge you 20 some percent, 15 or more percent annually. And it's even worse, because every day you carry a balance, interest is accrued. It's even worse than you think. It's not like you pay your full monthly payment. That minimum amount wipes away anything. Hardly wipes away anything, because you are paying interest the whole 29 days before you make that minimum payment. And that's why smart credit gives you the ideal day to pay to improve your credit. That's right. There is such a thing, ladies and gentlemen. We keep you in the loop because we don't want you listening to what the rich people say. Just settle, just deal with it. Oh, get a second job. You guys, you know, you've heard that before. You don't make enough money, go get a second job. All right. You don't make enough money, go get a second job and get a part-time job. 3 jobs. This is sad in America. We live in a third world country. You guys just don't know it yet, but I don't know how you don't know it. 60%, 65% of the population is living paycheck to paycheck. Does that sound like a great situation? Or does like sitting on the beach sipping Mai Tai seem like a great idea? I know it's a great idea, but how many people can achieve that in a few short years? Not many, but it's a good picture to have on the wall. All right. Marlon Jordan is here. Another investor is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream with that icon next to his name. And he brings his tagline, SSN, what's going on with TSLY? Oh, I know what's going on. It's under $9. Oh, yes, I bought some more today. Dollar cost averaging down. Oh, I love that. I hate dollar cost averaging up. But when these things are dropping from 12, 11, 10, 9, $8 and something, buy. That's right. That's what we're doing out here, Marlon Jordan. Shout out to the investors. Exactly. 2024 takeover is in effect. It's happening now. You can make moves. And some of you may be going, hey, what's up with this TSLY? But Marlon knows. As soon as we start talking about TSLY and yield max ETFs, it's almost like there's a glitch in the matrix. They don't want to let people know they can get 60, 70, 40, 30, 25% returns. That's why there's a glitch, but other people don't have glitches, but we have glitches here. You know why? Because, ladies and gentlemen, we just don't talk about stock market. They're like, this is too dangerous. This guy just talked about credit. He talked about dealing with debt. Now he's talking about stock market. That's too dangerous. The algorithms are all screwed up. We can't have this. We need him talking about credit cards only so we can get people in debt. Or we need him to buy real estate only so that way we can get them in debt buying a house. But see here, we don't tell you to buy a house first. We tell you to buy an asset first because you're going to rent it out and pay for where you live. That should be your first move when you're 18, 19, 20, 21. You should not be thinking anything else. I know it's hard out there because you've been taught, go to school, get a job, get that house, get the car, all liabilities. Imagine if you flipped it where you said, you know what? I'm 19, 20, 21, 22. I'm buying an asset. Now I have property and now it's paying for, or even if it's extra money coming in. But now you're not stressed. And you know what else that does for you? I'm talking to the young guns. What that does for you? Now it gives you the opportunity to take the jobs that you want. You get paid what you want because you don't have to settle. You don't have to go, well, I owe this money. So a job pops up and they say, well, we'll pay you $25, $20 an hour. And you're thinking in your head, man, I got debts. I got bills to pay. I guess I better get this job. But when you have money coming in, now all of a sudden you're like, man, if I want to work there, maybe. But if I'm not getting paid what I want, then I'm not showing up to even talk to you. That's a much better, powerful position to put yourself in, don't you think? Because once you accruing debt, which is a lifelong situation, in fact, it's very hard not to accrue debt. It's almost impossible because unless you're born with the silver spoon in your mouth with your parents having millions of dollars, where they can just say, oh, yeah, here's $350,000, go get a house. But the problem is, even if they do that and you don't have a job, well, you're going to have probably $1,000 to $2,000 bill when you start adding in the real estate taxes, the insurances. And if it's in an HOA, all of a sudden you're going to be like, wait a minute, I didn't sign up for all this. And especially what's going on right now in some states, a lot of states where they're just saying, well, you were paying like $2,000 for insurance. Now, how about $900 per month? How about $700 per month? That stuff is going on. So again, you are not safe, ladies and gentlemen. The cost of living is going up. Yesterday's price is not going to be today's price, and yesterday's price will not be the future price. They're going up. So therefore, you can't stay pat. Your debt is going to weigh you down. So you're going to have to get control of that debt quickly, because if you don't get in on this next financial revolution, it could be bye-bye. What do I mean by bye-bye? I mean bye-bye as in, instead of 65% of people living paycheck to paycheck, it's going to balloon. 75% of people living paycheck to paycheck, where 25% of the population is functional economically. That is leading to a bad situation. Who's going to be paying the taxes when only a certain number of people can afford it? Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Don't get caught up. Let's go. Nice to see you again, Marlon. I got busy with TSLY also. Y'all better tell somebody. Exactly, Joe Nay. We've been up here telling people for the last year. That's right. A year and a half. Brian P., Victor Marrero mentioned them. OARK, What the hell are they talking about? And then it's been over a year now. How time flies, ladies and gentlemen. Can you benefit from it? That's right, Joe Nay. Under $9. I could not believe what I was looking at. I was like, wait, does that hold on? Let me go over here and get me some now, ASAP. My dollar cost average is coming way, way down. I was down into the upper nines. Now I'm down to the mid nines. It's beautiful, or maybe even below. I haven't even double checked after I actually purchased, but I could be down to freaking, I don't know what it is, but I know I'm well under 9 now. This is beautiful. All right, Mo Better, another investor, another one that's out here hunting, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream with the icon next to his name. And he says, what's up, SSN Nation? What's up, E? You know it's me, man. I know. What's happening is SSN Nation 2024 takeover. It's going down. If anybody hasn't seen it, I just dropped a video right before the live stream, like 10, 15, 20 minutes ago. Oh, it was in front. You guys already had a preview of it on Wednesday night when I was playing the Sean Rayford Experience. I was there in the studio. Well, it's not studio, but in the rehearsal room and listening to all this. And I was just like, oh my God, I don't know what the hell's going on. They should be making a live musical record. Is all I know. It's crazy. And he says, we in the building. You got that right. You're in the building. I'm in the building. Everybody else here is in the building. And you guys come along for the ride over to the DR like Mo, like George's Charles. They were in the building and they had a great time and a lot of connections. And so therefore, ladies and gentlemen, connections matter, because then you can make other moves later. Put yourself in position for the SSN Nation Takeover 2024. Don't let it just be me. You guys got to come along for the ride as well. And like button, been on the smash. I love that. In 2024, and we coming. He's got that right. We are coming. We're here. That's what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen. It's almost too late. It's almost too late. We're putting things in motion right now. Oh, my God. Okay. I get excited. May 9th through the 16th, May 9th through the 15th, we're having events. Every day there's something. The first 3 days, music event. Plus, of course, you know, we got to have sponsors, whether it's SSN Lifestyle. I don't care. I'm taking over. Maybe we'll have the flags flying. Maybe we'll have the booth over there on the right-hand side. Come on down. Check out our villas. Come on down. You want the right to use and join our little club? Hey, if y'all don't want to sponsor in the DR, Larimar, you don't want to sponsor? Fine. It's all good. No worries. All right. Any other projects don't want to sponsor? It's all good. I don't need you. I'm taking over anyhow. I'll take all the customers, or I hopefully can get a few, but we're doing the damn thing. It's going down, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I'm talking mess again. So, since I'm talking mess, some of you may have seen the video that I just dropped 30 minutes ago. And I was at the airport like old times. I said, you know what? It's now like old times. I can't even wait to see the upgrade on the imagery that's going down. And oh, yes, you guys know our partnership with InstaVid AI. Ooh, it's heating up. Yeah, we got an artificial intelligence. You guys have seen people talking on the screen to tell people what to do. Yeah, we have that too. But it's pretty awesome, quite frankly. It works just like everybody else's, but it seems a little more real. Just a little, you know, but imagery is being worked up. And so now I have to go legit. No more playing around like I've been doing for the last 5 years with the imagery just being Stop Struggling Now or SSN Nation. Now it's going to be on an upgraded format. So I got to thank, of course, Oscar, the OG. He's going to be helping me out. And of course, they have skills. Much better skills than me. I stopped programming like over 20 years ago when I went into almost semi-retirement mode because I said, let me go sit at tables and play poker for 5 or 6 years. Travel around the world. What the hell? I don't need to do anything. Okay. Why not? So it's going to be awesome. Marlon. And I'm going to play some of that Sean Rayford experience. And don't forget Damian Hudson. He's coming. That's right. The young gun is coming who has skill sets. That's right. Everybody, of course, who's coming has skill sets. We're taking over. Oh, and this is first year. There will be a second year. And oh, by the way, I'm just going to tell you guys, here's how it's going down. This SSN lifestyle situation for the music for the 3 days, the plan is, well, let's just call it what it is. The plan is going to happen. I mean, we're recording. We're doing a production. That's right. You don't want to miss this. This, what we're going to be doing, should be on some sort of streaming platforms. And of course, you know I'm the guy. It's SSN Nation Takeover. And I'm the one that's going to be licensing it like I'm Simon Cowell. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You heard about it. So anybody that wants to do the production, you can do the production. I'm going to license it to you for free. Everybody else, you're going to have to pay. Takeover 2024. Oh, yeah. I came out of retirement. Oh, it's takeover. I'm just talking smack. It's going down. Victor Marrero at Marlon Jordan is following TSLA down 12%. I think Tesla found a bottom. Hey, Victor Marrero, you know, under $200, $183. Can you believe that for Tesla right now? How many of you? I know we have the Tesla mogul here, Mr. Cool. He dropped a bag. He's still positive. I'm hoping he sold when it was at 290 or 280 or 270 or 260 because I know he bought like under 120. Dropped a bag on it. So he's still ahead at 180, but hopefully he's not holding the bag. It's been over a year. Even at $60 per share, it's still a good profit margin. At least you only pay 15% capital gains, if that at all, because you're making other investments. But nonetheless, woo, Tesla. I think about a lot of resistance at the 180 level. After listening to the Q4 earnings call, there are interesting projects with Tesla. See, there you go. Once again, Victor Marrero, Tesla is not a car company. It is a technology company. That is why they can pivot and start talking about, hey, we're going to have this, we're going to have that, we're going to have this, because they have been testing their way ahead of other people. That's what gives them an advantage. So once again, there could be a potential to buy some Tesla. We're going to find out where the bottom is. You guys know how I operate. When it dropped down to 106, what was it, a year and a half back? People said, oh, it's going to go under 100. I said, you know what? I'm going to find out. Because once it hits the bottom, Tesla's not what people think it is. So it's going to bounce. So what's going to end up happening? If it drops at 180, if it goes below that, I'm all for it. If it goes up to 190, then all of a sudden you have to start thinking, where's my entry point at this time? All right. So 106, it didn't go down to 99 or under 100, like a lot of people were thinking. So we end up going backwards. It went to 107, 109. But that didn't mean anything because people were probably buying because it dropped so low. So I was thinking, well, maybe we'll see. Well, okay, I was happy. 116, 117. Enter. And then all of a sudden it went on a bull run unlike any other, up to around 280, 290, something like that. And then it dropped down to 267-ish, somewhere in that ballpark. And I hit that sell button. Now, notice I said 106. But see, just like Victor Marrero is saying something here for everybody that's into the stock market, he said a lot of resistance at the 180 level. The resistance is people are buying, so it stays there. It doesn't drop like from 203 to 190, 190 to 180. So there's a resistance level, which means that's about where it may stay, kind of like our 106. Now it's 180 maybe, or is it going to be 160? See, that's the thing. Are you willing to wait, or are you going to buy at 185, or are you going to try and see if it goes to 170 or 175? See, I always wait when it hits the resistance level just in case, because you never know what the catalyst will be for it to go down. But like he said, he was listening to the Q4 earnings call, which is almost like a hype machine for these guys. But Tesla always bounces back. It's amazing. So we got to give him some love. So we will see what happens. But I am paying attention to Tesla myself because it may be another time to enter. All right, buy some Tesla now that it's low, just so you can get the appreciation that TSLY won't give you. That's true. The appreciation is not coming, which is kind of weird because they actually short Tesla. The fact that Tesla went down, it's kind of weird that the TSLY is going down with it. I don't think they're in a they're not on a long-term position positively. So that makes things very interesting. But there's still trades coming in, right? Lots of them. Victor Marrero says, that's what Elon Musk said during the call. He wants his company to be known as an artificial intelligence or robotics company, not a car company. They're coming up with powerful technology in 2025. See, that's it exactly. So he's been messing around with cars, but you guys realize there's no real advancement. I mean, come on. What's that stainless steel ride? DeLorean. I mean, come on, stainless steel ride that's bulletproof from the metal, but not bulletproof on the glass, I'm sure. I mean, otherwise the car would weigh a ton. So, he's getting the information. That's what he's doing. He's trying to figure out other things. So intelligence and robotics, artificial intelligence, robotics, he'll join everybody else that's going to be in AI. AI is off to the races. So that is one of the problems. But robotics, that's not off to the races. There's only certain people that's going to be able to compete in that arena. And if they're pivoting to that, then I'm loving it, because those cars, after my little experience with EVs, I'm like, I am not touching any EV anytime soon. I will probably never be touching them until they do this plug up, fully charged in under 3 to 5 minutes. There is no way I'm sitting there for 60 minutes or longer to charge and having to look around for these charging stations. And then you get there and find out you can't use the charging station. That's crazy. So sooner or later, they need to do infrastructure first, then talk about it. But it would be better if they figured out what to do with dead robots. That's what the cars are. They're dead robots. If the batteries don't work, then it's sitting there. What are you going to do? Landfill is not an option. And all the land and all the nutrients and everything you're taking out of the ground, spending the manpower, the hours to bring it out, only to have it sitting not functional at all, other than to tell somebody $30,000 to get a new battery pack. That is insanity. Insanity. That's what's crazy. EVs went dead faster during this cold front. That's a normal thing. It's normal, just like any battery. It doesn't matter your old alkaline batteries or any battery. If it's cold, you have shorter life. And I saw a guy just yesterday. I was watching a video and I thought it was very hilarious because the guy is touting it like it's some major thing. He charged that Tesla truck or whatever that is. I don't even know how anybody has the gall to call that a truck, but nonetheless, he was towing a Humvee and it had what he said it was 10,000 or 11,000 pounds. And he was in Utah, which has hills. Full charge, he only goes like 100 miles. And I'm sitting there like, so I go 100 miles and I'm going to wait damn near an hour to get full charge. I'm like, that is not working, period. I mean, seriously? And he even had to slow down below highway speed limit, 55, 60, so he can get prolonged timing to get to the EV station. And then have to wait like an hour. I don't even know. He didn't even say because he's a Tesla guy, I guess. I don't know what he is. But the point is, I would be highly disappointed. This is one of the reasons why having a 3-gallon tank for a motorcycle is off limits. You really want to stop every time like 90 miles, 85 miles or less because we're rolling at 80? Seriously? We ain't rolling at 65 in 4th, 5th gear. We're rolling at 80, 85. So if you have a 3-gallon tank and only gets 30 miles per gallon, it ain't getting 30 miles per gallon when we're rolling 85 miles per hour. No, we're not stopping every freaking hour, hour and a half. That's not happening. All right. So it's the same thing, same type of thing. All right, let's go. I'm going to play a video. I played some Sean Rayford on Wednesday. I'll play some more tonight. It'll be the same video though. I'm not going to, but you have to check out the new video for some other music. All right. Keep Tesla in your portfolio. I'm keeping in mind, worst case, I'll go down with the ship. I'm willing to take that calculated risk. Oh my. Victor Marrero saying he's not taking his profits and running like Gino Scimmiente. Oh, this is shocking to me. He's willing to go down with the ship. Now, Victor Marrero, I don't know why you want to go down with the ship. You could just take your profits and run. If the ship goes down, you're good. And if the ship goes back up, you can always buy back in. I mean, that's what I did because I'm not going from 116, 117 up to 267 and then go down with the ship and it's back down to 180 now. All that profit wiped out. I took the risk. I didn't take the risk though. I said, bye-bye, sayonara. I'll take this 2.5 times right now. I'm out. And so now I have a little profit. I can buy back in. So I'm glad you mentioned that because, by the way, okay, let me go look at something in the background. Let's see what we got here. What is Tesla right now? 183.25. So it stayed at 183 today. Okay. Let's see what's been happening over the last 5 days. Last 5 days. Let's see what's happening here. Last 5 days, 13.67%. It went from 212 to 183. A wipeout. They didn't like his what's funny is from a business standpoint, if you are a person that pays attention to businesses, if you're making cars, I'll put it a different way. You are Toyota. You are Ford, you are Honda, and you had a fourth quarter report like Tesla. And then you said, oh, we'll just be an AI company and a robotics company. You know what would happen to the stock too, right? It would do just what this is doing because people would be like, wait, are you not selling cars? Now you're going to go do AI and robotics, even though they're kind of been doing that, but still they're not known as that. But they're not known to really make cars either, in my opinion. Electric battery powered cars is kind of interesting. When you drive them, they're cool. But when you start looking around for charging stations and worrying about, hey, man, we got 21 miles to find a charging station or we're going to be getting towed. I mean, it starts getting like, where's the charging stations at? Where? How far away? I mean, you start having anxiety. At least I did. We got down to 31 and then first charging station. Nope. Had to go 2 miles to the second one and it came up an error, restricted. Nope. So now we're under 31. Now we're at 29. Yeah, we're in city where there's supposedly chargers all over the place. But so far, I'm 0 for 2. And now I'm starting to think, well, wait a minute. If there's not another charger here somewhere, what if I have to drive like 10 more miles to a charger? I don't know. But again, it was starting to be like, kind of like uncomfortable because I was like, I'm out here in a place I'm not even familiar with as far as EV chargers go. And I'm passing gas stations. That was bothersome. Oh my goodness. And then when I plugged in and it said, you can only go up to 80%. And by the way, it's going to take 60 minutes. I was like, is this a joke? So I got to hang out for an hour now after all this? Great. That's when I was like, oh, no. This is definitely not my style. Keep Tesla. All right. Okay. I hear you, Victor. I just don't think Mr. Musk is going to fail. Oh, my God. You guys. I don't know. You know, Mr. Musk is a marketer. That's his gift. That's what he's been doing this whole time. He's been able to parlay everything into, look, I got to keep it real. Again, just like what I talked about on Wednesday, we have people here in the house who may think that they want to do a business or a business that is making money. They want to invest in multifamily properties, hotels, storage or mobile home parks or whatever, and you can't do it. Why? Because you don't have the money. And so you're shortchanged. So if you were Elon Musk and you were able to go to the government and say, hey, man, I have this bright idea. And they go, oh, here, we're going to give you a subsidy or a loan so you can meet your goals. Even though you're making zero money, we'll give your company a tax credit too. Every time somebody buys it, we're going to give them $7,500 off. Now, see, how else can a person have a company that makes no money for freaking 15 years? Seriously. Amazon, same thing. Come on, man. So there's people that have advantages and they don't like giving you, the ordinary citizen, an advantage. But like I said on Wednesday, anybody trying to do multifamily properties, anything that has to do with real estate, anything that has to do with a business that's making money and that has profits coming in that you can actually, that you want to buy without credit, without down payment, then we can help you. We're not the government, but we can help you. So we're the same thing. But see, Elon Musk and all these guys are in a whole different ball game. So, Joe, I always have to bring this up. I always have to bring this up when somebody mentions Mr. Musk, because it's almost annoying that some people have all the privilege and they're seen as doing something special. And I'm sitting here like, special is that you're born like a trust fund baby. That helps. Let's get real. That helps. And then when you do things like this, and you see on the screen, I'll just do Tesla. Okay, so when you tell somebody they get $7,500 back, that is actually a subsidy, ladies and gentlemen. So he's able to, so you have a car, it's $60,000. Now you can tell people it's $52,500, right? So now who's paying that difference? The government. That's a subsidy. Taxpayers are paying this. So here it is here. I don't know if this is new, but 2,250 rebate for new vehicles with the purchase price under 50,000. This is a rebate. I don't know if it's his, but he gets a subsidy. So here's the magic question. 15 million, California. 14 million. So, hold on. 15 million just from California for Tesla. Now, this is the other problem. See these other companies? Solar City, 13 million. Eiger Lease, I'm not familiar with that, but 11 million for 25 million. Again, you can bet on me too if I have subsidies coming in for my businesses. Solar City doesn't even make money, but yet 13 million. That's a lot of money. Oh, and here's that 7,500 EV tax credit that I was talking about. See, federal filing income tax and form for the year. So the government is backing him. He's a winner. They feel like you, Joe Nay. He's a winner. So we're going to give him money, even though he's not been a winner. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say he's not been a winner. All I'm saying is he's been able to utilize subsidies. He's been able to get free land. He's been able to get a hell of a deal with Nevada. I mean, all this is what businesses wish they could get because they would be able to make no money for 10, 15, damn near 20 years also. So the fact that the stock price was always at what it is has always been amazing based on Elon Musk and his personality, because it seemed like whatever he did could turn no wrong. But the fact of the matter is, look at all this is like $50 million in subsidies. Never mind my free land. Never mind all this other stuff that I'm getting along with this money. You too would be able to take 20 years at zero profits. And then hopefully later on, things catch up where you can be profitable. So again, I'm not a big Elon Musk fan personally, but Tesla itself has treated its investors great. But of course, they could treat you great. They could do stock splits. Stock price goes up. Elon Musk, the world-class marketer that he is. So Victor Marrero says something very interesting that I find very, very interesting, because he mentions that Q4 call. And that is the thing. They have to have a good outlook because of the Q4 earnings, and their stock price in the last 5 days has went down 13%. So they have to say something, almost like Blue Horseshoe, on the movie Wall Street. You got to say something good. After listening to that call, I have a feeling Tesla will explode 2025 and beyond, especially once they figure out how to reduce cost of these robot cars, like you said. See, that's it there, Victor Marrero. I don't see how you reduce the cost, because everybody knows what components have to go into the battery making. And therefore, the price goes up because other companies are also in it as well. And it seems like unsustainable to me to keep price down when materials keep rising. There's no way. Metals keep going up. So what are you going to do? Resort to plastic? And then that just makes it a cheap vehicle when they're not even a car company. So I don't even know what's going on. It's kind of crazy. But SpaceX doesn't trade publicly. But when Elon Musk decides to go public with SpaceX, I only wonder, hey man, look. I'll just say this. There's SpaceX. Okay. Look at this. SpaceX. I think they even have a military contract. I think they have a military contract, which is incredible. I mean, it's incredible. Look, will not reinstate the $900 million subsidy. $900 million. $1 billion. Are you serious right now? You too would be a superstar if somebody rolled out $1 billion. Come on. And then when somebody says, hey man, those rocket ships that you were blowing up to do your testing, those 10 or 15 rocket ships that cost like millions of dollars. Why did he have no emotional breakdown over it? Now you know why, ladies and gentlemen. $1 billion. You're not going to be emotional either if you just had $100 million worth of rockets exploding, because you still got a subsidy, free money. This is what I'm talking about. So again, I'm glad they're not going to reinstate it, because this is crazy. You too could be a space explorer if you got $1 billion. Oh, taxpayers, congratulations. It kills me. Stop it. Kills me. I just see a whole bunch of money going to waste. That's what I see. And he's getting preferential treatment. Why? I'll leave you guys to decide why, because America, Europe, I'll leave you reasons why. All right. Nobody else is going to be getting that kind of money. All right. Come on, man. And again, non-profitable company, zero profits. Again, how do you get billions of dollars with zero profits for years? Crazy stuff. All right. Anyhow, I digress. For yield max ETFs, they have an appreciation cap. I am there for income and keeping a balance with the other ETFs. Currently have 15 of these in my portfolio for diversification. Yes, Victor Morel, I totally agree with you, because there is a thing like what's happening right now. TSLY, I was at $10.80, 90 cents a share price. Now it's down $2 less. So the appreciation on the stock is going down, but the yield at 50 cents or 60 cents per month is great. But the overall stock itself, the purchase and the dividends don't equal what the purchase price initially was. So this has to be a long-term play. But what if the stock price continues to drop? That's the $1 million question. So then, like Victor Morel's saying, he's saying, I'm taking some of those profits from that dividend and I'm putting it into something a little less risky and still getting some money, dividends return on that. That is beautiful. That's what we're trying to do here. That's nice. China's EV BYD is selling around the world except USA like hotcakes. See there, Joe Nay? Right. Again, see, America. You guys, I mean, this is just drives me crazy. This drives me crazy. You live in America, propaganda machine number one. First of all, what about capitalism? It's all good for capitalism until you can block other countries from selling in your market, right? And then you block them from selling in your market. Hear this very closely. I showed you the subsidies for a reason. I had a feeling this might come up. So now BYD could sell maybe an equivalent or maybe even 25% less miles, but the car costs 50% less. So people would be saying, hey, man, I want that $35,000 Chinese car. So what if I can only go 200 miles? So what if Tesla goes 386? Those mileage may vary. Do they have regen? Then in the city, we're going to get better mileage than just that. If you don't have regen, then I'm sorry, you're going to run out. But that's the whole point. If BYD and a couple other EV companies could sell in America, they would be at half price or somewhere thereabouts. So now all those subsidies that the United States has been giving to companies, there's more than just Tesla. The other EV companies have been enjoying it as well. So now all that goes bye-bye. All of that is wasted money. You could have saved world hunger in the amount of subsidies you're giving to these EV car manufacturers in the United States, but they won't allow them to compete worldwide. Meanwhile, just like Huawei, the mobile phone company who sells around the world, the number 2 mobile phone company, can't sell in the United States. If they could sell in the United States, they'd be number 1. Because why? Our $1,500 Apple phone, our $1,500 Samsung phone, they make a $550 phone that does the same damn thing. So what does the United States do? They say, oh, we're going to take out Google. Google, take it out. You can't do their Android. You can't use your software. They're like, it's software. Anybody can create the software. We already have the codes. What the frick? But the United States says we don't want competition, which ain't real competition because they can charge less to their employees. So a 550 phone sold around the world that can do the same thing that our Samsungs and Apples can do, except they have higher resolutions even. It's insane. Insane. Meanwhile, we're giving these companies taxpayers' money so they don't have to compete. And they don't have to lower the price for American citizens. Look, that's the way I look at it. Keywords. They don't have to lower the price. You wouldn't either. If you have millions of dollars coming in, you could just say, we're just going to sell it the highest price. Too bad, so sad. Here, we'll pay monthly payments for this phone. Pay monthly payments for the car. Do 8 years or 9 years or 10-year payments for cars. Why should we reduce the price? You just stop the competition. There's no capitalist system unless you create it. Again, you would be stopped if you came out with an EV, just like they stopped Rich Rebuilds. I think that's what his name was. When he started taking the dead robots and rebuilding the Tesla dead robots, even though the Teslas are under warranty, they said, hey, man, if you work on our cars and get them back up and operational, because people, if your cars mess up, it could be with Tesla for 5 or 6 or 7 months. So he said, I'm going to help people rebuild their car faster by getting some other dead robot and getting the parts, putting it over here. They said, oh, no, that voids the warranty. I'm just like, man, you guys are too much. This is what happens when you have subsidies. This is what happens when taxpayers pay your freight because you don't have to do anything. You can just sit there and act stupid. So anyhow, that's why I'm not a big fan of all these companies, because what Joe Nay just said is hurting American citizens. We are missing out on $34,000, $35,000, $39,000, $40,000, $45,000 vehicles that are almost just as good as any other Tesla or any other EV company. And in fact, you know what I like? I like the one Neo. And the reason why I like Neo was because they had the battery swap, meaning I just go to a gas station, put the car down, 3-4 minutes later, it swapped me to a new battery. I'm gone. We're not sitting there for recharges. We're just sitting there like we're filling up our pump, except we're just swapping the battery. They recondition it. They do it. I thought that was a great model at the beginning. Well, in America, they'll never let it happen because then that takes off everything. Independent battery power. Now that eliminates the situation of having to get that extra 30, 40 grand for a battery pack replacement. Because now it's out of service and the company is responsible for the battery pack like a company should be. So they're like, hell no, we're not going to let any $40,000 EV with a swap battery pack in America. Are you crazy? I mean, come on. We're paying the price here in America for all of this so-called technology. All right, I'm off my soapbox. Brian P., welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream with the icon next to his name and the superstar. TSLY just told us earlier this week, 5,120 TSLY shares. What say you when it dropped under $9? And he brings his tagline. Hello, Eric. I hope all is well with you. Hello, SSN family. I got the notification and the trailer. Okay, we're not breaking the record tonight because that's only 5 people that have said they saw the trailer and got the notification. I want to know, did anybody see the beginning video? It's all right with Club Nouveau. What did you guys think about it? I get a copyright strike every time because I show friends video, because it's on a record label and a distribution apparently. So some of you may be going, what video is he talking about on the replay? Well, that's what happens because I'm going to get a copyright strike. So then I'm going to remove the video. So you're not going to see it. So if you showed up and you didn't see the video at the beginning of the It's All Right Club Nouveau video, then I suggest you Google and then show some support. If you love the music, go buy it. It's a single. All right, go check it out. It's a nice song. All right, Brian P., thank you again for being here with that icon next to your name. And he says, I smashed that like button. That's right. Everybody that's listening on X, even though I know you're on X, you love Elon. How's that free speech going? Jesus Christ. Brilliant. 44 million. Oh, wait, no subsidies this time. 44 million and it's worth 5. Come on. No subsidies, no bailout. Come on. This is what it's like. What if they're sending him 10 million or 15 million in subsidies for X? That's how disgusting this is. He bought it for 44. Gold is worth who knows how much. Probably 5 billion by now. Not or 5 million. I don't know how much it's worth. But all I'm saying is he spent all that money, got his friends roped into it as well, and then says, I'm going to be a change. But then all it is, well, some less rhetoric of some sort. And then nobody wants to advertise on there. And then he's belligerent. You can be belligerent when you go, oh, I'm going to take it private. I mean, Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Smash that like button. Thank you so much, Brian P. We are making money in here. That's what we do. Thanks to your help. Thanks to everybody's help in here that drops those gems, those nuggets. That's why sometimes people, you need that pen, pad, and paper because you never know what's going to go down. All right. You are 100% righty. Thank you so much, Joe. Yeah, we got to keep it real. China has been eating our lunch for a while now. Exactly, Victor Marrero. For a long while. Here's the thing. Here's the tail of the tape, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tell you a story. And here's how the story goes. There was a young gun named E-Bird. And the young gun said, man, these history books, these business books, I think you guys are lying to me. I don't think I got to do it that way. No. Why can't I go down and start a company? You can't stop me. You can, Eric. Okay. Like I said, you can't stop me. But then, Eric, you want to manufacture something. You want to manufacture something, so you're going to go to a United States manufacturer. The United States manufacturer tells me, Eric, you want to make this thing? Well, if I'm going to make it for you, you need to order 5,000 units. Excuse me? I'm just like a 19, 20-year-old kid. What are you talking about? 5,000 units, you're going to charge me like $2 per unit. That's 10 G's. I don't have 10 G's. I'm going to school. I kind of like playing basketball and going to school. What are you talking about? 10 G's? Well, I can't make it for you, Eric. So now I'm studying stuff and I'm looking around and I'm like, okay, let's just get real. At the store, made in China, made in Taiwan, made in USA. Hold on a second. Made in Taiwan, made in China, made in Hong Kong, made in Mexico. Hold on a second. Ring. Hey, Taiwan, you guys have anything that you can make for me? Yes, Eric. We have lots of factories over here. What did you just say? Lots of factories. Yes, Eric. What do you want? Well, I want these little things made for me. Eric, they're only going to cost you 50 cents. 50 cents. Are you sure? Yes. Well, what about this mold thing that the guys over here in America told me I got to pay for the molds, and the molds are going to cost me like $5,000? Eric, no. As long as you order a couple $100 worth, we'll do the whole thing for you. What did you just say? Okay, that's nice. Let's get into this then. Let's say I order a couple $100 worth. You are a friend of the USA, right? Taiwan, Korea, Hong Kong. Yes, Eric. We can get it to you made in 3 or 4 days. Air. All you have to do is pay an extra $20. I don't have to sit there and wait 3 months on a boat. No, Eric. Bingo, ladies and gentlemen. We are off to the races. It's the Young Gun Takeover. That's how it goes. So here we are right now, China eating our lunch. They've been well, first of all, China, Korea, even Japan at one time. All these places have been eating our lunch. It's just that America has blocked the competition. That's the whole point that people don't understand. And so we were able, I was able to get something from those markets at literally below what American manufacturers are charging me and delivered to my door, my dorm room. How crazy is that? Packages. That's how crazy this is. 40 years ago. I'm just saying. So this is not anything new. It's just that there were a cap. People wouldn't be able to get in touch with the guys in Taiwan or Hong Kong or Japan or anywhere else. Remember, it used to cost like, what, $3 or $4 per minute to call over there? First of all, on your landline, it was crazy. Second of all, where are you going to get their information from? It's not like it's in the yellow pages. It's not on the internet. Right? So you actually have to study somewhere. So what do? I start looking around. And next thing I know, I find this guy that says, I have a list of manufacturers in Asian market. You best believe I called him up. I said, what's this? I said, give me an example. Shoot a shot, take a picture, send it to me of the page. I want to see. He sent it to me. It showed some phone numbers. You best believe I called. It was legitimate. All these guys, I said, because they would list exactly what product or type of products they made or made already. And all I had to do was order it, and they would just tell you. Cameras. I did cameras too. I got them from Japan. Figurines was hot. Watches are always hot, especially when they're specialty made. So like in the 84 Olympics came and the 80 Olympics, 84, 88 Olympics, I had Olympic watches. That's right. I probably have one. Well, I'm not at my storage facility, but one of these days I have a few still left. They are actually Olympic watches from 84, 88 with whichever event it is. That's on the dial. If it's basketball, if it's swimming, if it's volleyball, if it's soccer, that's what's on the dial. You know, that went over real well for about 2 or 3 months for the Summer Olympics. See what I'm saying? They were making the watches. Well, again, I can't really remember, but I do remember. A dozen, get this, a dozen cost $108. Shipped to my dorm room or shipped to my apartment. I just can't remember which time frame, but either way, shipped to wherever I lived. $108 was a dozen. And if I called up today and said, hey, I need a dozen, it will be here 3 days later. This is in the 80s, ladies and gentlemen. 80s. So see, I have a different perspective because those watches I'm selling, and I'm selling them for like $30. You guys already know, I told you the price. It's an effective $9 a piece. I'm selling them for $30 to $40, like hotcakes. So I'm calling them like every week saying I need another dozen. So you guys can start doing numbers. In the 1980s, young gun, 20 years old, 21, is sitting there saying, hey, ship me every week. Boom, boom, boom on one product. boom. People used to have, like, I call them figurines, and they used to love these figurines like from Europe. The figurines weren't made in Europe though. They're made in Asia. And these things are, like I say, $2 or $3. You can sell them for like $40 in America. We're loving life. And then fast forward to internet age, and then Alibaba and all that stuff shows up. Now everybody knows you were overpaying for products your whole life. But I'm going to tell you the dirty little secrets that I've told you guys before. Here's the dirty little secrets. If you go, like I've mentioned this several times, because a lot of people think just because they pay more, it's a higher quality. But what you don't think about is, do you realize that manufacturing facilities, they do have errors? That's one. There's errors, like a stitching error. They don't sell it. They put it over here in another bin that they take that, well, they haven't even put on the logo yet for the company. So they don't put the logo on, but they sell it under a no-name brand. And it's the same brand people are spending $1,000 for a dress, a shirt, or shoe. And there's errors, a little error, and it's going out somewhere else for $50. But because it has that other branding on it, people go, that's a knockoff. Sure, there's knockoffs, but what you guys don't understand is companies were making stuff in Asia, shipping it back to the USA a long time ago. That's why companies were very, very profitable in the 60s, in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. And then when the internet came up, it switched up because people started realizing they too could go direct to China, for instance. Alibaba and all that is a thing. And so then companies were like, well, I guess we're going out of business. Who's going to shop here? And then Walmart said, hold my beer, and then put the screws into China and their distributors. So you guys have to understand, Walmart gets subsidies too. So Walmart orders a lot of product now. So what do? They squeeze mom and pops out of the playbook, because they tell the person who's selling the mom and pops, they go, hey man, we're not going to pay $5 no more for the product. Just like mom and pops, we want $3. And so now they go, well, we have a guaranteed $20 million a year, or do we have a guaranteed of $50,000 a year? Okay, Amazon, we'll give it to you for $3. Now Amazon sells it for $5 or $6, but the mom and pop stores, they can't compete because they can't sell for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10 and still stay in business. So you guys have to understand, it's a war out here. We slaying dragons before. So you have to be prepared for this kind of stuff. So is it time to give up? Hell no. You just have to be a little ingenuity has to kick in. Just a little bit of reverse engineering. You just have to know where to go. There's always a way. So again, credit, there's a way. Debt, get out of it. Assets, there's a way. Real estate, there's a way. Starting a business, there's a way. Is it time to give up? Hell no, but I'm going to tell you something. If you're not prepared for slaying dragons, then I suggest you leave that to the big dogs. Otherwise, you can play neutral. You can work for somebody else and not even think about it. Just put your money in a 401k, work for somebody else. That's easy. That's nice. A lot of people go that route. They're happy. Good. But some of us just like to have a little fun. So we don't like checking in with somebody. All right. And for the record, all you rappers out there, I've never checked in anywhere, and I ain't going to start now. I'm just saying. I had to say that. That just cracks me up. You didn't check in, man. We're going to jack you. You ain't checked in. All right. I'm sorry. I I had to go that route. All right. The video and song reminds me of the old school Timex Social Club before the breakup. Hey, I like that because that's what I said. I said, hey, this sounds just like they have that little the line that's going through the song. That is exactly what I said. I said, now this is more like it. I've been wanting this for like the damn last 15 years. Come on. Welcome back to the scene. I think that's going to be a hell of a hit, quite frankly. Brian P. I just picked up Bill Russell autographed basketball trading cards. I'm so Brian P. Taking use of his dividend investing. That $2,000, 2,500, $3,000. He's saying I'm picking up some Bill Russell autographed basketball cards. I love it, man. I love it. Okay, tinfoil hat on. Elon cannot fail, as he's aligns with the government. One example that he keeps the space dream alive. Exactly, Marlon Jordan. So this is why when somebody says, like, who was it? Joe Nay, when he said, man, Elon's the man. You can always be the man when somebody's got your back, especially when somebody's giving you billions of dollars worth of money. Come on now. Let's get real. That's why he doesn't care about the $44 million deal with X. Because after you have deals of hundreds of millions of dollars, you're not going to care about a measly. And he didn't spend the full 44 million. I mean, he has other investors with him. He's just the headliner. You guys got to understand who. Oh God. Okay, look, let's go with this. You have to understand who he is. You understand. First of all, let's just start with the Tesla thing. 2 other guys founded Tesla. All right. Elon Musk is a great marketer. So what does he do? He joins them, but then the company doesn't do anything. Really. But they're the ones that actually are the engineers. They're the ones that created Tesla. Elon Musk knows nothing about engineering. Come on. So he had other people do it, and those guys were actually the engineers. After a few years, since the company wasn't making money, remember his PayPal thing, he had money. So what does he do? He buys his way in, but one of the stipulations is they have to say he's a founder. So that's why everybody thinks Elon Musk founded Tesla. He did not. So he's a great marketer. So he got them to say, yeah, okay, man, ain't no big deal. We're going out of business, whatever. And so that's how everybody associates him with Tesla. So anyhow, get the story straight. E. White, welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream with that icon next to his name. He's one hell of an investor himself in the real estate game. He's making waves all over the world. Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen. E. White, don't let him fool you. He's a superstar, and he's making those moves. It's the SSN Nation 2024 takeover. He's already started. He's coming for the ride, and he brings his tagline this night. Good evening, SSN family. Wealth is not about having a lot of money. Bingo. It's about having a lot of options. Bingo. Chris Rock, CEO of My Life, 100% facts. He's exactly right about that. It's the options, ladies and gentlemen. That's the thing. Like I was alluding to earlier when I said you can just work at a job and go put in your money in a 401k and get your 2-3 weeks off. That's your option. Or you can start your own business with an upside where you have nice profits and now you can work whenever you want to, have other people working for you. You got options. And you can be right here with us. SSN Nation Takeover. You have all the tools at your disposal. I keep saying it. What's the one thing that everybody can't do? You cannot get loans. You starting a new business, you can't call up the government and say, hey, man, I need like $5 million so I can stay in business for 5 or 10 years to see if it works. They're going to laugh. They'll be like, I'm sorry. Come back later. Okay? You're not going to have that luxury. You're also not going to have that luxury finding a multifamily property, apartment complex, and it's $4 million. And you're like, this is a great buy. All you're going to hear from the bank is, you got $1 million? And you're going to be like, what? I'm an ordinary citizen. I don't have $1 million. Well, do you know anybody that has $1 million? No. Okay, sorry. Come back when you have it. So you're blocked at all these gates from traditionals. So luckily for you guys, nothing can stop you. Anything anybody's thinking about, you guys need to throw it down here and be like, man, I'm stopped. I'm stuck because I can't do this. I'm stuck because I can't do that. Shout out to the next person, Drake Bake. I'm about to throw out something for him. His video comes out. Well, it's not a video yet. They're probably going to be making it in Chi-Town in the next 2-3 months. But I'm going to be giving out a shout out to him. He was going to be on Shark Tank too, just like our own Vanessa Kamagate, who was also going through the steps. He went through the steps, did a thing, but he didn't make TV. But nonetheless, he has a product. His problem is the problem everybody has. So he's checked out the channel, and then he said, hey, man, I thought you were just talking about credit and stuff. I didn't realize you know a lot of other stuff. I said, man, what's the situation? He tells me, hey, I have a product that I'm trying to make. And he says, you know what? These guys, I need a mold. They want like, I don't remember the number, but it's something like $10,000 to $15,000. I was like, oh, it's a good thing you called up, because that is another trick that they used to do to people. Overcharge you and tell you you need molds. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've been around this rodeo before. The same thing they used to tell everybody. That is a stop zone, because you don't even have your product made yet. And in order to get your prototype done the right way, then it says, oh, it's going to be a mold. And for this piece, that's going to be $5,000. For this piece, that's going to be $3,000. For this piece, well, it helps if you know some mold companies, right? And it helps if those mold companies say, well, it may be $800, $1,200 instead of $15,000 or $20,000. People can handle $1,000 or $1,200 or $1,500. That's a big difference between $20,000. That's a barrier to entry. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, you guys are in luck. Again, this is the SSN Nation. You guys have no idea anyone's experience. Yes, we have mold companies on lock as well. Not a problem. That won't stop you from getting your product to the market that way. So now you need a manufacturing facility that's going to manufacture your product. Which, are we going to China? Well, I'm just saying, I don't like going to China. So that's your next step, right? Where are you going to go to get the manufacturing done? Why do you have to go to China? Why can't you go to maybe Taiwan, or maybe Japan, or maybe Korea, or maybe Africa, or maybe UK? Who knows? But the point is, maybe Mexico. But for sure, China's going to run a knockoff on you. That's in stone. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I used to tell all my friends, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. So you'll hear the guy telling the story how he had that nice little, what was those things people were on? Those little skateboards, those little hoverboards like that were very, very popular. And the guy's like, I'm broke. Yeah, he's broke because he said, I'm going to have it manufactured over in China because it's so cheap. I'm like, oh, that's the wrong thing to do. Don't do it. He did it. He did it. So E. White, thank you so much for being in the house. And again, congratulations on those superstar moves with real estate. Keep it going, man. Putting in the work. He's put in his timeline. Retirement, 3.5, 4 years. Brian P. Hey, Eric. I also picked up Tom Brady autographed trading cards as well. Hey, man, Brian P., hold on now. I hope you're not doing amateur hour. You didn't pick up year 13, I hope. Hopefully you're picking up year 1. All right? Year 1. Or some specialty card that's a limited edition of like 15. All right? It has to be something special. Don't go for the okie doke. Don't go to year 10, year 12, year 7. You want year 1. Year 2, year 1. Rookie cards. All right. And he just retired, so quite frankly, his cards might still be relatively inexpensive. So that would be a good pickup, so that's not bad. In fact, speaking of that, once again, you guys, I've been involved with a lot of things. So once again, see some of my old videos. You guys used to know I used to stand and talk sometimes. And in the back is the Jordan with his arms out. What it's called Wings. Go look and see how much a Wings poster called that's autographed by Michael Jordan. And not the one that's 22 feet by 1 foot or whatever they are. Not the one that's 3 or 4 feet. No, the real one that's like 6 feet, 6.5 feet wide. The real one. But it's not the one with the ball, though, because I wish I had that one. But it ain't that one. But go look and see how much the Wings poster is. That's the big one. That's like 6.5 feet by 2 feet, 2.5 feet wide, 2.5 feet high, 6.5 feet long. Go look up Wings. So they only have limited edition, and Michael Jordan only signed so many of them. The value of those are insane. It's crazy. Yeah, it was sitting on the wall. But again, trading cards and all that, there's a way you can get those. I have cards. I should, man, one of these days I should break out some. You guys would be like, holy smokes. I have one that probably nobody has seen here. It's Mickey Mantle. Gold leaf. I have a gold leaf card, Mickey Mantle of the Yankees. And what they did was they made a I don't even know, hologram. It's a hologram image. So when you move it, it shows him swinging at the plate for one of his record home runs. I don't know which one it was, but it's a whole pack. And there's only a limited number of those even available. So probably nobody here has ever seen it. But I have all kinds of stuff, trading cards and all that, man. It's crazy. And I had cards stolen from me back in the day that I actually had from that are from the 60s, 50s, and 40s, and stuff that nobody's ever seen as well, where Victor Marrero has seen them, because I think he lived in Puerto Rico. They used to make cards that were like 8 inches high by 3 inches wide, and they're made of cardboard. In America, I don't think many people have seen those, but in Puerto Rico, they were there. And I don't know where else in the world, because I've never seen anybody else with them. And those are gone. And those are so rare, it's ridiculous. But nonetheless, hey, sometimes you lose. I only paid $250 for both of them, $125 each. That's pretty good right there. But were they the rookie cards? What cards are they? Let us know. What are they? We need to know. Brand matters, by the way. You do know this, right? I'm pretty sure you checked it out, Brian P. Brand matters on the baseball cards. You just can't have any old run-of-the-mill. Brand matters. Jawway J. Eric, I had already bought ticket and leaving on 15th. But from what you said earlier, it seems I will be missing some of the action. The 12th, the 13th, the 13th, 14th, and 15th, we're meeting with people. So that's what we're doing. That's the real estate portion. But the big time okay, first of all, there's going to be some real estate. Well, hold on. Let me refrain from, I'm going to have to say this. Okay, let's just say, for the sake of argument, let's say Larimar sponsored it, right? So their stuff is going to be everywhere. Booths will be everywhere. So the real estate thing will actually be, even during the music event, it'll be sponsored. They'll have a booth probably. So there'll probably be something going on. But the actual meetings with people, you're not going to miss much, because the 15th is like the last day where we're going to do something in the morning, because, it's morning time. It's business. It's going to also be Thursday. I believe that's the 15th is Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. 16th is Thursday. So it's Wednesday, midweek. So we're going to do it early. And then after that, it was pretty much going to be over. And then the 16th, that's why I had to clarify the 9th through the 16th is really the date for airfare. The 15th, there's going to be a few activities, but, things can change. And I'll keep that in mind just in case people are doing it, because we can switch up change up everything, because you never know what's going to happen. Like when we were there, it was a holiday, which is nobody knew it was real. I didn't know it was a holiday, really. I just thought it was a regular day, but it was a holiday. So nobody was in their offices. So you never know what's going to happen. So that way we're going to do things for the 13th, 14th, but we can wrap everything up by the 15th in the morning. But the point is, we can even start something on the 12th in the evening time, because music's not running the 12th in the evening time. So I'll keep cognizance of that. So maybe I'll do something where we have our afternoon on the 12th is the music, and then the evening time we'll start with the real estate. So then I'll take off just in case people are leaving on the 15th like you. We'll have some double coverage type of thing. So thank you for letting me know, Jaway J. So we're not going to let you out. I'm running the show. We can change it. I'm the producer. I can change up, ladies and gentlemen. All right. That's how we do it. You should, Eric. What do you mean? Should what, Brian P? Rookie card, upper deck, LeBron J. Okay. See? Brian P out here studying. He's got upper deck. Good man. Good man. And rookie card. Damn, good man. I don't know what the value of that'll be. It's not going to be as high as Jordan's, though, but it is what it is. Or it might even be. Depends. He's in this era, so maybe it is. I don't know the value of cards. I haven't been in the trading game in a long time, so I don't know any values whatsoever. All I know is no matter what, whether it's comic books, whether it's baseball cards, you need to have #1 edition. That's all there is to it. Don't mess around with any other edition, no matter who they are. Get #1 or get the specialties. That's always been a thing. Limited edition, but it matters. Upper deck matters. All right, versus somebody saying tops. It's like, what the frick? All right, so keep that in mind. But yeah, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now, for everybody who might have missed the music, if you missed the video that I just dropped like an hour and a half ago, you know we have to have a break. We haven't even had a break yet. So I'm going to play some Sean Rayford Experience. This is just 1 minute of a little session that I was at. So check it out, ladies and gentlemen. He's definitely going to be there with the band. So just so you guys know, on the 9th, Sean Rayford is a solo saxophone artist himself, but he has a band that makes the whole thing, it sets it off. So on May 9th, evening time, Sean Rayford is going to have that little VIP setting. Yes, there will be VIP tickets. There'll be a little VIP setting around, I won't get too much into it just yet, but the plans around some fires, some tables, some moonlight, and he's going to be going off on his sax and maybe a little surprise, but nonetheless, that's what's going to happen on May 9th in the evening. And then May 10th, 11th, and in the afternoon on the 12th, we're going to have some special planning, and we're going to have just more than him. Damian Hudson's coming. That's right. Some of you are going, who? Damian Hudson's here on YouTube, so you can actually see some of his music. He's like Kendrick Lamar, except he's not known, but he plays instruments. He's just like him. He can rap. He can play R&B. He sings R&B. He can rap. He plays instruments, multiple instruments. He's has music videos out. Yes, that's correct. He just started his own record label. It's beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. So he's been in the music business for a while. He's just a young gun, but he's coming. That's right. So we haven't, I hope he's in LA. So we'll see, but it's going to be very interesting. All right, check this out. I played it on Wednesday night. Some of you may not have seen it, but this will give you a little vibe because they're all over. There's a wide range of music, from jazz to a little funk to a little R&B to, they got a guitar player that goes off. So we'll see how it goes. They got a bass player that goes off. They got a keyboard player that goes off. They got a drummer that goes off. I mean, come on. The band is off the charts. And the musical director off the charts. So he handles biz. Check this out. Gives you a little like 1 minute and 15-second preview. Oh, yeah, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's going down. That's right. May 9th, May 10th, May 11th, in the afternoon of May 12th. Music history going down in the DR. Yes, Sean Rayford, Damian Hudson. Who's going to be the third artist? Oh, yeah. Wait. Oh, I got to tell you guys about it because it's the takeover. All right. There's two of the bands that's coming, and Damian Hudson, I'll start playing some of his stuff. But nonetheless, since I was there at the rehearsal, I figured why not show you guys some love, see what's going to be going down. That's right. Some awesome music. Marlon Jordan, you all are now forcing me to go into my parents' basement to retrieve all my old baseball cards and comic books. Exactly. You would be surprised how much these are worth. It's incredible. The values have increased so much. Unbelievable. But again, it's because of inflation. I mean, the value, what if something was $20 in 1960? How much is that worth now if it's a #1 edition? I mean, it could be worth thousands, right? So it's pretty cool. I see having a jam session, Brian P. That's exactly right. And here's the thing, their jam session is on stage. I mean, man, the energy they give off in the room is, oof, you can feel it. It's like there's no way to sit down. It's like you're going to be dancing, you're going to be singing, you're going to be doing, yeah. I mean, come on. It's off the charts. And remind you, Sean Rayford, I've only seen as a solo artist. All right. So he never had a band before, because again, I told you guys he was kind enough. He did our Christmas parties, did the wife's birthday party. So he was solo. So this thing about the band, I never saw them as a group. And so when I was sitting there, I was like, are you kidding me right now? This is better than anybody's expecting. I'm like, my God, that's what they're going to be doing. This kind of stuff right here, jam session on stage. All I got to say is, if there's going to be somebody coming after them, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. You better make these guys last. I mean, well, I guess I could have something to do with that, but I'm going to have, like, Damian won't be last. Sean Rayford right now will be last, but we're going to have more acts. So I don't think anybody wants to come after these guys. They're going to be playing for like an hour straight. No break. So when they come on stage, you don't want to miss it. And you probably, in fact, I told him he can do whatever he wants. So they can do a 2-hour show by themselves. 2 hours straight. That's how, man, these guys are badass. And I was impressed. Let's just put it that way. And I've always been a fan of bands, so maybe that's why I'm a little more partial. I've never been a fan of just take the mic, rap over lyrics, and then throw your hands in the air and all that stuff. I've always liked the band being there, because then you can do your own little deviations. Every time you play, even you could have the same set, but the set can change, because if you interchange just one little piece, like somebody walks on stage like a special guest, that changes the whole set, because now that mixes things up. So what you saw the previous day won't be the same thing you saw the next day. So that's how crazy this is, right? So it's kind of cool when you have artists this good and they can play that long without a break even. We're not going to make them do that, though. But all I'm saying is that's how much they can do. They can do 2 hours without stopping. That's how crazy it is. And you'll be dancing the whole time. Damn near the whole time, because of course there's going to be jazz tracks, but still, even those are kind of funky. So it'll be kind of cool. So they got it going on. They got it going on. In fact, Marlon Jordan and everybody else, see the video that I dropped earlier today. You guys can see. I added some more of the teasers for you guys. So you heard that song here. It's in the video. And then a little extended version, how it started. You'll see that. And then I threw in 2 more different versions. So not of that song, but of different music. So that'll give you an idea just on those little 3 or 4 clips. I have more than that, but that's all I'm going to share right now because I'm waiting for the website for SSN Nation Lifestyle, all of that. Man, we're upgrading, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I can tell you. It's SSN Nation 2024 takeover. I'm going to keep talking smack. All right, let's get down to more business, shall we? Because the rich keep saying there's going to be a problem. There's going to be a problem, Houston. And I'm sitting there going, hey, man, I'm not listening to you guys. You guys are giving me some fear mongering. What are you trying to make me do by doing fear mongering? Not invest so then you can invest? Kind of like the same thing that Jamie Dimon has been messing around with crypto. At one point, don't buy crypto. And another point, buy crypto. We're going to get some programmers, so we're going to have our own coin. Then it's back to don't buy crypto. I'm like, wait a minute, man. If you're saying don't buy, that means I should be buying. I'm not going for your okey dokes. Sorry. Either way, I need to be in these markets. No matter how you slice it, the government of the United States not the government, but the Federal Reserve, which is not even federal, nothing, but the Federal Reserve actually makes sure that the top 10 percenters win. So you got to join the top 10 percenters. This is no secret. Here it is right here. The U.S. avoided a recession in 2023. What's the outlook for 2024? Here's what the experts. This is December 26, 2023, but notice the experts are predicting. Look at this. Experts in 2023 in December was saying say a soft landing and mild recession is possible. Guys, we already talked about this. They're exactly right. The fact that they still have not raised the federal funds rate is ridiculous. And the fact that they didn't lower it is great. Stock market positive. Needless to say, S&P 500 record, Dow Jones all-time high record as well. The only thing is a lagging NASDAQ, which is a good sign, quite frankly. If all 3 were up there, I would call it we got a problem, Houston. But we have a little way up. But here's the kicker. Here is the kicker right here. Oh, no, this isn't the article. I was getting ready to say, do you guys know that the inflation rate increased last month? That's not a good sign. And I told you guys they're not going to care nothing about going down to 2% inflation rate. I told you it's not going to happen because they can't have the top 10 percenters with their IOUs. They can't have these guys keep paying. So I suspect T minus 60 days or less, I'm waiting for a 0.25 reduction to start everything off. And if you think you want that party to happen and not have assets, I'm telling you, don't do it. All right, let's go. Heading into 2023, the predictions were nearly unanimous. A recession was coming. See what they did to people in 2023? Don't buy. There's a recession coming unanimously. And so what happens? Some people who are not in the SSN Nation said, well, I'm not going to buy because the experts said there's a recession coming. Don't buy. But in fact, if there is a recession coming, that's a sign for now is the time to buy. Let's call it what it is. As the year comes to a close, the forecast economic downturn did not arrive. So what's in store for 2024? An economic decline may still be in the forecast. Experts say, well, I think if you have all-time record highs, it kind of makes sense that there might be some pullback. As inflation is run hot, the Federal Reserve has raised interest rates. Now, remember, this is a month ago, December 23rd, 2023. Oh, my. Are we lost again? No, we're not lost yet. So there we go. Not triggered up. Not out of this. Typically, the dynamic trigger, okay, won't be there. Some forecasts are optimistic that can still be avoided in 2024. Soft landing. Yes, that's going to happen. I believe they were. Remember, we started talking about this at the end of December. I said, hey, I think they're going to be able to pull this off. It's incredible because they didn't increase the interest rate like they should have. And now it's 1973-ish all over again. So that's why the experts are saying there's going to be a downside, because they're pulling the same thing they pulled before in the 70s, which prolonged 8 years of misery for the middle class, for the lower class. But it was a party, like usual, for the top 10 percenters, because they're the ones that have the money. Inflation doesn't matter if you have extra disposable income. More than 3/4 of economists, here we go, said they believe the chances of a recession in the next 12 months is 50% or less, according to a December survey of National Association for Business Economics. So do your own research, ladies and gentlemen. Chances of a recession in the next 12 months is 50% or less. I agree. Jerome Powell called us. Was it November? He called us, Eric, we're not raising the interest rate. So that gives us 50% or less. I agree. There's a good possibility we won't have a recession in 2024. So the experts are saying no recession in December 2023 at all. At the end. All right. So again, totally different sayings in 30 days. Oh my, here's a playbook. Reduce your debt balances. Oh, look at this. Look at this. The average balance shopper is 1,000, well below last year's 1,500. Stress test your finances. Let's see what else they have to say. Boost emergency savings. Okay. Oh, here we go. Many Americans be hard pressed to cover a $400 expense in cash. Yikes. Wow. Experts, oh my, experts say the key is to automate your savings so you don't even see the money in your paycheck. Oh my, Victor Morrell was talking about this just this past Monday or Wednesday. One of his points, and we have to agree with this, pay yourself first is what we were talking about on Wednesday. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. See, it almost sounds like we're some of the experts here, even though we're not. Very interesting. I have yet to meet anybody who saved too much money. Exactly. You can't save your way to wealth, ladies and gentlemen. You need to buy assets to pay you. You can't keep putting money in a bank and saying, oh yeah, I'm going to get my 3, 5, 4, 2%, whatever it is, and we're good. That's not how it works. All right. That is not how it works. So I agree with this 110%. But I like what some of the experts said just a month ago. That's part of the SSN Nation, what we've been saying. So it goes on hand in hand. I like it. All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. All right. A little bit earlier than normal, but hey, 2 hours went by just like that. I want to thank everybody for being here in the house. Make sure you smash that like button on the way out if you haven't already, and make sure if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and click the all notification bell. If you'd like to become a member, please. Those with the icons are members of the channel, and members of the channel, if you ever want to come on a live stream with me, you know where to find the live stream link. It's under the community tab. And only members of the channel can see the link under the community tab. Nobody else can see it. Only members can see the post. And members, you don't have to show your face. You can always just turn off your camera like this. And then there's an icon that comes on the screen like that. I put that icon on, but normally there would be nothing. But still, if you're camera shy, then just turn off your camera. And then turn it on if you want to be on camera, which is always awesome. Tickets going on sale in the next 5, probably January 31st for the May 9th through the 16th, and you will have some choices to make. All right? It's not just simply 6 days. You'll have your choices. Some people might only want to come for music. Some might only want to come for the business. Some might want to come for the whole thing. Some might want to come to the VIP events. There'll be a couple of those too, special like little brunch kind of things, and it's going to be awesome, ladies and gentlemen. It's SSN Nation Takeover. And oh, by the way, since we're still here and you haven't left yet, let's talk some more business. Remember, we talked business on Wednesday night when I told you guys about how we're going to build these villas, get some lots, and where we're going to get the financing from, and how it turns out we're on tap to do like 1.3 million after about 18 months profit. Okay, well, after doing a little more, I got good news for you. The profit's going to be higher because the price point on the homes, well, if you have a lake and you have lake view and you have ocean view, I mean, and your house is going to be, maybe you can build like a freaking 9,000 square foot house on a lot there, but who's going to do that? But if you want a big house, 3,500, 4,500 square feet, well, $2,000 per square meter is not out of the question. But since you're by a lake and by the ocean, I think you should be able to get $3,500 per square meter. And if somebody wants to build a 350 square meter house, well, you're going to be over 800 G's. So I guess bigger profits may be in tune for all of us there. Now, let's get into something else about the SSN lifestyle. The SSN lifestyle music business investor event. We have to turn this into money, right? Well, we don't have to, but we are. So let's get things straight. I'm putting things in place. You want to be the producer, executive producer, but that's a good title. But you also want to hold the license for any filming of the event, and you want to get your film crew in place. So then you can license it to whoever you want to. So now you have licensing. And of course, it's going to be under the SSN Lifestyle banner. Just saying. So then we're going to put it on streaming services. Executive producer, that would be me. I'm taking title. It's my production. All right. Everybody who's in it has to sign off. Otherwise, you ain't in it. You're not part of it. You want to film it? I'm going to let the person that films it, I'm giving them a free license for certain jurisdictions that they can market it without, paying whatever. But everybody else, you got to call up and be like, hey, man, I'm going to put this on my thing, and it's payday's coming. We like that extra money coming in, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? Assets, pay us. We do it once. We do the filming. We do the radio. We do the TV. And it's on podcast to listen to as well. Now we have many, many different revenue streams. And everybody has to sign off. Otherwise, you can't do it. And in fact, you might even have to pay. But we'll see how that all goes. But nonetheless, we're about to have everybody in the Dominican Republic, if you're a musician or know a musician, in about 4 weeks, we're coming with the SSN Lifestyle editions. That's right. Dominican Republic Got Talent is already taken, I'm sure, because that's a brand. SSN Lifestyle, we're doing the same thing, except one key difference: no gatekeepers. Everybody can come on. There ain't no such thing as we're going to test you out over here, test you out over there, and then deny you because we don't think you're good enough. No, sorry. Not going to happen like that. You want to come up and embarrass yourself? We're going to allow you to embarrass yourself on live TV too. Oh, yeah, we'll be filming this, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be part of the pack. That's right. We're going to be making money already. That's what we do here. All right? Straight up. So in 4 weeks, I'm estimating we're going to have our own version of X Factor. Different, of course, because we're not no gatekeepers. If you got music, you can play music. You can play for about 30 minutes. This is going to allow you to play on May 10th and 11th in our event. That's the consolation prizes that you're going to be getting, and you'll even get a little paycheck. So you're going to be on streaming. You're going to be on podcast. You're going to be listened to all over the world. So therefore, this will be a great opportunity for you. So again, we're setting it all up like we do, ladies and gentlemen. SSN Nation takeovers in effect. So just letting you guys know, tell your friends in the Dominican Republic and around the world, if they find themselves in the DR in about a month, I'll have more information on this once everything is settled in the next probably 7 days for that. But it's going to be next month in February, prime season, and a few artists can be added to the play, and you're going to have to audition. It's going to be interesting. America's Got Talent. You can call it that. X Factor, you can call it that. Any American Idol, you can call it that, except replace everything American and make it Dominican. All right. So we're going to be looking for some Latin international acts. I have to add, we're in Dominican Republic. We can't have all artists from outside of DR, right? That wouldn't be right. So we're going to have some artists there that come in. And if you guys are good enough, you're going to have a few sets that you can play, and you can play with some world renowned artists in their own right. Will be in your backyard. So now you guys can, possibly think about collaborating later on in your musical histories. So that's how it works in the music business in the first place. So you never know what can happen. So you guys are going to have your chance, and I'm very happy to provide the chance. And it's going to be a production as well. And there's going to be a production on May 9th, 10th, and 11th, and 12th for music. And so plan on marketing it around the world. It's going to run live. If we can bring the live in, we're going to run the live feed for the concert, and it may even do a pay per view. If I can get a few other artists that I want, then I'll do pay per view. And even if nobody really watches on PPV, it's all right. It'll be on our PPV. It's all that matters, right? So either way, money coming in-house, big dog stuff is going down. You guys coming along for the ride in 2024. I'm out of retirement. They asked. They kept goading me. They kept saying, we don't know who you are. I'm like, you're about to find out. Takeover 2024 going down. Nobody's stopping me. No barriers to entry. Just keep that in your mind, ladies and gentlemen. This is the motivational part. Don't let anybody stop you, because there's always somebody. There's always some entity that always tries to drag you down because they think you have no other choice. So they think that just because you ask them to do something and they say, we don't have to. I'm just like, you're right. And guess what? I don't have to deal with you either. I'm going around, over, through, under. It's still going down with or without you, so fine. Sit on the sidelines. Because I always had this saying, this is the Eric Bird saying, the elevator's going up, and I'm dropping you off on the first floor. And sorry, bye-bye. So that's what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen. Taking no prisoners, slaying the dragons, and they either come to play or get left out, because nobody's stopping me. So let's go. Tickets going on sale in about 5 days with the new branding for SSN Nation. It's coming out. I'm telling you, it's hot. I'm not even going to show you previews, because once you see the new branding, you're going to be like, oh, damn, he's like really, really upgraded. You're going to be like, what the heck is this? This is totally out of character. Here we are like this, emerging millionaires with the hats, T-shirts, nothing real fancy about anything. But that was by design, quite frankly, because I wanted people to feel and understand that you can do anything, and it doesn't really have to, you don't have to go down the path of, I have to look a certain way. I have to be a certain way. I have to have, you're all bogged down with, what do I want my thumbnails to look like? I'm all bogged down with, what do I want my channel art to look like? You're wasting all this time on that instead of producing some product. And so just keep that in your head. A lot of time wasting when you're trying to do everything because you're trying to be perfect or perceived perfect. It's great to have your ducks in a row, look professional and things like that, but it's a whole nother thing that keep it from starting for months or years, because you're like, oh, it doesn't look as good as somebody else, or I'm not as good as somebody else. Well, you're only good as your last performance. You always get better as you keep doing something. Nobody's good from the first time, the second time, the 10th time, the 20th time, the 100th time, the 1,000th time they've done something. It takes repetitive practice. That's how it works. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I'm about to do, because Marlon Jordan said the train is moving with or without you. Exactly, Marlon Jordan. That's the mentality superstars have. And I'm telling you right now, fortunately for me, I've always had that mentality, because on an early age, I found out everything's not what it appears to be. In fact, there's always an odds, there's a curtain. So one side of the fence, why I gave the example of Elon Musk, is he's successful. Everybody looks at him successful. But if somebody told you that they got $billion+ for the different businesses from the government, and that whole time, not all in one lump sum, but if somebody gave you $2 million and you're not bringing in any money, that most people would have to shut down their business. But if they got $2 million with no repayment, you can sit there and mess around and figure something out and figure out how to market it. And then year 5, you're still not making money, but you still have money coming in the back door. You can lose. You can go ups and downs. You can take chances. Most businesses can't take chances because you're funding it yourself. Spending $20,000 on advertisement is a risk, but it's not a risk if $20,000 was by the government giving you $1 million. Now all of a sudden you're like, yeah, man, here's $25,000. Run that for 3 weeks at the prime time slots every hour. You're going to be like, no problem. And then if it fails, you're still like, well, we know that doesn't work. Let's spend another $50,000 and try radio. Well, that didn't work. Okay, let's spend another $100,000 on streaming services and see if that works. Buy YouTube ads. Let's see if that works. You can do all kind of risky stuff. But the ordinary citizen, they're sitting here like, wait, we only have a few limited choices. We don't make that much money. It's all based on how much you get on return of your money. If you have unlimited amount of money come in, then you can keep going, whether you take L's the whole year. It doesn't matter, because you still have collected $1 million from the government. So that makes a difference. So that's why I always say there's many, many different tales in America. So you see all these successful people, but what people don't realize is you should study how it happened, because then you'll understand, well, I'm not in that spot. I have to do things differently, right? Can you imagine coming home one day from your Goldman Sachs job and you go talk to your parents and you say, I'm going to quit my Goldman Sachs job and I think I'm going to do a bookstore online. Do you really? Really? But not only that. So you start recruiting because, you're in your 20s. You have a dream. You had a nice little job and you have a little money kicked aside. And now you have to recruit superstars. You have to recruit engineers. You have to recruit computer programmers, right? Guys that know how to make a website and things like that, but they're not going to work for chump change, at least maybe not. Maybe at first they are with you in the vision, but they got to pay rent. So sooner or later, you got to pay them. So you can't pay them. So what do? How many people in this room right now can go to their parents and go, hey, I want to do this online bookstore thing. Here's how it's going to work. I think people are going to come and order books online, and I'm going to give you the plan. And can I get $350,000? How? Seriously? Right then and there, you were dead in the water. You can start the ordinary citizen. $350,000 in 1990 money. How much is that worth now? Wait, let's just go, hey, parents, can I get $500,000? I want to do this online thing. And your parent says, sure, honey, we're going to help your dream out. And you say, hey, you know what? I'm going to give you 6% of my company. See, that already limits how many people can even do that, right? You're dead in the water. You're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. You're going to have to get your friends together and say, hey, guys, we're starting from scratch. And then they're going to come to you after month number 8 and say, hey, man, I can't come over here and help you out because I got to make money. So I got to go over here and get a job. But like I said, it helps out if you have somebody that can put that type of money down behind you. So again, there's things. And that's why I was never one of those trust fund kids, right? I was never, look, I didn't grow up like all these other guys tout that, hey, it's from the gutter and all this stuff. I told you guys before, no, I did not grow up in the hood. I didn't grow up in the whatever you want to call it, this downtrodden thing. So I have a story that I kept from nothing. No, I was fortunate enough to have my dad's in the military. So I was fortunate enough, basically middle class kind of, so that's never been a thing. And I was fortunate enough that my parents left encyclopedias we had in our house. So I studied a lot of different things. So I was rounded to do what I kind of gravitated to, but I studied business and arts and music and all kind of different things. And then that's how I came all mixed with all kind of different thoughts and ideas. And then I'm reading stuff and like, how did this guy start that? They would tell you how companies would start in these encyclopedias. And then the fortunate thing was I grew up in Cali in the Bay Area. And so the jobs that you've heard, Steve Jobs, Bill, I'm missing. The other guy with Steve Jobs, they're in like, I think it was in San Jose or something like that. Those guys were in the garage. They were known as these great programmers. This is so crazy. I never met them, but it was like back in the day, you have a phone. There's not the cell phone really, but back in the day, it was like there's these program dudes down in the Bay working out of the garage, talking about a computer in your house, a desktop. Get out of here. You know how? No way. They're like, yeah, way. They're in there. They're in there. I went down there. The guy he says, I just came from down there. They're literally in their garage doing this. So it's still you realize, wait. Story. And like I said, I didn't meet them though. A friend of mine did. And we're all like kids. But he was a few years older than me. And he was telling me, I went down there, man. They're in their garage. They have stuff everywhere. And they actually had a working, he said it was actually working, like a TV. They said it was actually working. And I was like, get out of here. How big? And he says, no, you don't understand. It was like this, what we call 24 inch or something like this. He says, no, man, you don't understand. 24 inch like a P-tube. They have a keyboard. I'm like, okay, no biggie. I got a compact with the keyboard and a screen that's like 7 inches, black and white. He's like, and I can carry it with me. He's like, what? Where? Let me see this. I said, yeah, man, check it out. Compact, keyboard on top, closes up. Yeah, I had one of them. So I was like, thought I was big dog with a modem inside, dial up. I thought I was big dog. Then this guy comes back. No, man, you got to see this desktop thing, man. It's cool. They're doing this, that, and the other. I'm like, get out of here. He's like, no, it's going down. And sure enough, it went down. It went down. So that's why Gates and Jobs and all those guys are in the same areas. So that's why Gates didn't let Apple fail. A lot of people don't know this. Apple was going to go out of business in the 90s. Bill Gates gave them money so they would stay in business. Microsoft gave them money so they'd stay in business. All right. So that's how close-knit the circle was. It's crazy. But anyhow, another story for another day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap this up tonight. Thank you so much for being here. I love you guys very much. And again, make sure you share the videos. Let other people know what's going down here. We're not trying to hide anything. It's SSN Nation, SSN Academy, the No Guru Zone. If you need any questions answered, I don't charge anything. You can hit me up at support@stopstrugglingnow.com. If you ever have questions in the chat room, feel free to ask. We don't charge you to ask questions in the chat room. It's pretty simple here. We only charge you to become a member of the channel if you want to show some support. But if you don't, that's fine too. Ask your questions. And if you need to share the videos to help other people, please do so. That only helps us because YouTube doesn't send out my messages. All right. So with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. And that's why we sit here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday and try to help people without charging fees, classes, anything like that. And we have a lot of people who are very good investors, entrepreneurs, and I don't know everything. And these guys help out the conversation and move the pieces further and further to everyone's goal, as long as you're listening and writing things down, and then you can go do your own research, and you will find you will get a lot further from real world experiences versus somebody giving you a book or show some videos and they're just talking. It's a lot better if somebody tells you how to do it versus saying that it can be done. That's the difference. We can tell you how to do something, where you need to go, how to do it. That's a big difference. You along faster. All right. Like I said, we're doing this project for 3 years. 3 years. And just one phone call, his timeline and the price it cost for him to get this done was just changed from 3 more years to probably less than 6 months. Just because he made the phone call and said, hey, man, hey, I see you do other stuff. I'm like, yeah, I've been telling you I got skills. And then if I don't have skills, my wife has skills too. So that helps out. All right. So just keep that in mind, you guys. If you ever need help, don't be shy out here because you're going to get left behind. So don't let anybody block you. Don't let anybody make you think that it's going to cost X amount. You should always triple check. If somebody says you want to do something and somebody gives you a price, what you should do is check with 3 or 4 other people to make sure that that's the price. Because otherwise you're going to run into barriers to entry. Just like I'm saying with the Molson, they told him damn near $20,000. So that stops you in your tracks. And so it's like, well, it might only cost you like $1,200, $1,500, $800. We can't get to 20. We're not even going to get to 10. So that's what happens when you know people in the right industry. Amateur hour, they charge you whatever they want because they're like, okay, he's, no big deal. But once you actually have done business in the business, they know you. Now you get the real price. No gatekeepers. All right. So just keep that in mind. Nobody's out here to stop you here in the SSN Nation. Just keep that in mind. All right. I'm going to wrap this up now. Hopefully you guys like that music. Hopefully we'll see some of you May 9th through the 16th. Just letting you know. And if you don't, and you got tickets like Jawway J, the 9th through the 15th, that's fine. We're going to do something on, just because of him, I'm going to start something on the evening of the 12th on Sunday. All right. So I'll start something on Sunday that has to pertain with the real estate version. So then that way he won't miss what's going to happen in the on the 15th. So we'll do it that way. So that'll be pretty cool. There's enough to go around. We'll make it work because he might not be the only one. Tickets go on sale. It should be actually it's going to be by the 31st because I'm not going to wait much longer, quite frankly. With or without my new website set up, I'm probably going to have to do a pseudo website and then run the tickets on Stop Struggling Now, SSN Nation or SSN Lifestyle, whichever one's up first. It doesn't really matter. But we'll see what happens. So hopefully in the next 4 days, 5 days, it'll be up. So then we'll have tickets for sale. If that's the only thing, I'm just going to tell them put that up first, and then we'll worry about the actual website later. But we'll probably have it because I can't wait to show you guys the new stuff. It's pretty cool. The imagery is awesome. All right. Well, with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to make sure you stay safe out there because you have a full life ahead of you. If you're like, let's say 0 to 25, that's one lifetime. If you're like 25 to 40, 45, that's your second lifetime. 40, 45 to 60, 65, that's your third lifetime. So you do have a fourth. And you want the third and the fourth to be the best ones yet before you get into these aches, bruises, and look, sunglass wearing. I can't believe it. I mean, sunglass wearing. Reading, well, actually, I can read perfectly fine. But the problem is my eyesight's getting a little messed up. So before that happens, hopefully I don't have any hip, leg, knee problems. But you never know when something happens due to age. You just never know. So it's better if you get around when you're 30, freedom, 35, freedom, when you're in prime time, 40, 45, freedom. It's better because you never know what's going to happen later. So don't delay. Get your financial freedom sooner than later, ladies and gentlemen. All right? And with all that said, I'm going to read one last comment. Thanks, Eric. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much, Jaway J. You have a great weekend, and everybody have a great weekend, and stay safe and stay away from any trouble because a lot of people are under stress and duress. So just be careful out here, but make sure, above all, to keep your head up. Keep moving, and I'm out.